Chirping in hardwired smoke alarms with battery backups can stem from several potential causes. Firstly, a low battery. Even in hardwired systems, smoke alarms rely on a battery backup. If the battery's charge is low, the alarm will emit a chirp as an indication that it requires replacement. Secondly, loose wiring is another possibility. Over time, the wiring connections within smoke alarms can become loose, leading to intermittent power disruptions. This can trigger chirping, even if the batteries are new. Thirdly, electrical interference might be the culprit. Electrical interference originating from other devices or appliances can disrupt the power supply to the smoke alarms, which could result in them chirping. Fourthly, the end-of-life signal of the alarm. Hardwired smoke alarms typically have a lifespan of about 10 years. Upon reaching the end of their operational life, they may start chirping continuously to indicate that they need replacement. Fifthly, a defective alarm could be the issue. Occasionally, smoke alarms develop internal defects that can cause them to chirp, even in the absence of other apparent problems. When troubleshooting, begin by replacing the battery. Check the existing battery and replace it with a new one of the exact same type. Ensure that the battery is properly installed, paying attention to polarity. Secondly, check the wiring connections. Before inspecting the wiring, turn off the power supply to the smoke alarms at the circuit breaker or fuse box. Then, remove the alarms from their mounting brackets and carefully examine the wiring connections. Ensure that all wires are securely fastened and that there are no loose or broken wires. Thirdly, eliminate potential sources of electrical interference. Try temporarily unplugging other devices or appliances that are located in close proximity to the smoke alarms. If the chirping stops, it suggests that electrical interference may be the cause. Fourthly, check the age of the alarms. Examine the date of manufacture, usually found on the back of the smoke alarms. If the alarms are older than 10 years, it is likely time to replace them, as they may have reached the end of their lifespan. Fifthly, contact a qualified electrician. If you have followed the troubleshooting steps but the chirping persists, it is advisable to seek assistance from a qualified electrician. They possess the expertise to further diagnose and repair the issue. As an additional safety tip, it is recommended to replace the batteries in all hardwired smoke alarms within the home simultaneously, even if only one alarm is chirping. This practice ensures consistent performance and minimizes the likelihood of future low battery alerts. It is also important to regularly test all smoke alarms on a monthly basis. Press the test button on each alarm to verify that they are functioning correctly. In addition, regularly clean smoke alarms to keep them free from dust and debris by periodically vacuuming or wiping them down. This helps maintain their sensitivity and accuracy. Crucially, never disable a smoke alarm, as it could jeopardize the safety of you and your family. Smoke alarms provide an essential early warning system in the event of a fire, and disabling them can have potentially life-threatening consequences. Understanding household electrical circuits is essential for electrical safety and troubleshooting. The power comes from the utility company through a transformer, which steps down the high-voltage transmission lines to a lower voltage suitable for residential use, typically 240 volts. This 240 volts service enters your home through a main service panel. Inside the service panel, the 240 volts is split into two 120 volt legs. Most standard household circuits operate at 120 volts, which powers lights, outlets, and small appliances. High-power appliances like electric stoves, dryers, and air conditioners require 240 volt circuits. Circuit breakers are crucial safety devices in the service panel. Each circuit breaker protects a specific circuit by interrupting the flow of electricity if there is an overload or short circuit. The size of the circuit breaker, measured in amps, determines how much current the circuit can safely handle. Common circuit breaker sizes are 15 amps for lighting and general outlets, and 20 amps for kitchen and bathroom outlets. Larger appliances may require 30, 40, or even 50 amps breakers. Grounding is another vital aspect of electrical safety. The grounding system provides a path for stray electrical current to return to the source, preventing electrical shocks. All outlets and appliances with metal housing should be grounded. Ground fault circuit interrupters, also known as GFCIs, are special types of outlets or circuit breakers that protect against ground faults. GFCIs quickly interrupt the circuit when they detect a difference in current between the hot and neutral wires. They are commonly installed in bathrooms, kitchens, and outdoor areas where there is a higher risk of electrical shock. When working with electrical circuits, it's essential to follow safety precautions. Always turn off the power to the circuit at the service panel before doing any work. Use insulated tools to prevent electrical shocks. Never work on electrical circuits in wet conditions. If you're not comfortable working with electricity, it's best to hire a qualified electrician. Common electrical problems in homes include tripped circuit breakers, flickering lights, and non-working outlets. A tripped circuit breaker can be caused by an overloaded circuit, a short circuit, or ground fault. To reset a tripped circuit breaker, first turn off the appliance or device that caused the overload. Then flip the breaker switch fully to the off position and then back to the on position. Flickering lights can be caused by a loose connection, a faulty switch, or a problem with the wiring. Non-working outlets can be caused by a tripped circuit breaker, a loose connection, or a faulty outlet. If you encounter any of these problems, it's important to troubleshoot them carefully to identify the cause. If you're not comfortable doing the work yourself, it's best to call a qualified electrician. Electrical codes and regulations are in place to ensure electrical safety. The National Electrical Code, also known as NEC, provides comprehensive guidelines for electrical installations. Local electrical codes may also have additional requirements. It's important to comply with all applicable electrical codes and regulations when doing any electrical work. Hiring a qualified electrician is essential for complex or potentially dangerous electrical work. A qualified electrician has the training, experience, and tools to do the job safely and correctly. They can also help you ensure that your electrical system complies with all applicable codes and regulations. When choosing an electrician, check their credentials, ask for references, and get a written estimate before they start work. The primary functions of smoke alarms are to detect smoke, sound an alarm, and provide early warning. The smoke alarms detect smoke using ionization or photoelectric sensors. Ionization smoke alarms contain a small amount of radioactive material between two electrically charged plates, which ionizes the air and allows current to flow. When smoke enters the chamber, it disrupts the current, triggering the alarm. Photoelectric smoke alarms use a light source and a sensor. When smoke enters the chamber, it scatters the light, which is then detected by the sensor, triggering the alarm. Upon detecting smoke, the smoke alarm sounds a loud alarm to alert occupants. The alarm is typically a high-pitched, pulsating sound that is designed to wake people from sleep. Early warning is the most important function of a smoke alarm. By detecting smoke and sounding an alarm early in the event of a fire, smoke alarms give occupants time to escape safely. This can be the difference between life and death. There are two main types of smoke alarms, ionization and photoelectric. Ionization smoke alarms are generally more responsive to fast-flaming fires. They use a small amount of radioactive material to detect smoke particles. Photoelectric smoke alarms are generally more responsive to slow smoldering fires. They use a light source and a sensor to detect smoke particles. Both types of smoke alarms are effective at detecting smoke and sounding an alarm. Some smoke alarms combine both ionization and photoelectric sensors for enhanced detection. Key differences between ionization and photoelectric smoke alarms relate to their responsiveness to different types of fires. Ionization smoke alarms respond more quickly to fast-flaming fires that produce small smoke particles. Photoelectric smoke alarms respond more quickly to slow smoldering fires that produce large smoke particles. The choice between ionization and photoelectric smoke alarms depends on the specific needs and preferences. For optimal protection, it is recommended to install both types of smoke alarms or combination alarms that include both types of sensors. Placement of smoke alarms is crucial for their effectiveness. Install smoke alarms on every level of the home, including the basement. Place smoke alarms inside and outside each sleeping area. Follow the manufacturer's instructions for proper installation. Avoid placing smoke alarms near windows, doors, or air vents, as drafts can interfere with their operation. Mount smoke alarms on the ceiling or high on the wall as smoke rises. Test smoke alarms monthly to ensure they are working properly. Press the test button on each alarm to verify that it sounds the alarm. Replace batteries at least once a year or when the alarm indicates low battery. Replace smoke alarms every 10 years, as their sensors can become less sensitive over time. Never disable smoke alarms, as this can put your family at risk. Develop and practice a fire escape plan with your family to ensure everyone knows what to do in the event of a fire. The fire escape plan should include 2 ways out of each room and a designated meeting place outside the home. Practice the fire escape plan at least twice a year. Smoke alarms are essential safety devices that can save lives. By understanding their functions, types, placement, and maintenance, you can ensure that your home is protected from fire. Building codes mandate specific requirements for smoke alarm installation in new construction and renovations. These codes typically specify the number and location of smoke alarms required in a building, as well as the types of smoke alarms that must be installed. Building codes often require smoke alarms to be interconnected, so that when one alarm sounds, all alarms in the building sound. This ensures that everyone in the building is alerted to the fire, regardless of where they are located. Building codes may also require smoke alarms to be hardwired with battery backup. This ensures that the smoke alarms will continue to operate even if there is a power outage. Compliance with building codes is essential for ensuring fire safety in buildings. When building a new home or renovating an existing home, it's important to check with your local building department to determine the specific requirements for smoke alarm installation. Regular maintenance is essential for ensuring the smoke alarms are functioning properly. Test smoke alarms monthly by pressing the test button. Replace batteries at least once a year or when the alarm indicates low battery. Clean smoke alarms regularly by vacuuming or dusting them to remove any accumulated dust or debris. Replace smoke alarms every 10 years, as their sensors can become less sensitive over time. If a smoke alarm chirps intermittently, it may indicate a low battery or a malfunction. If replacing the battery does not stop the chirping, replace the smoke alarm. Smoke alarms are an essential part of any fire safety plan. By following these maintenance tips, you can ensure that your smoke alarms are working properly and providing you with the protection you need. Understanding the power requirements of smoke alarms is important for ensuring their proper operation. Most smoke alarms operate on either 120 volts AC power or 9 volts DC battery power. Hardwired smoke alarms are powered by 120 volts AC power and typically have a 9 volts battery backup. Battery-powered smoke alarms operate solely on 9 volts batteries. When replacing batteries in smoke alarms, it's important to use the correct type of battery. Use only alkaline batteries in smoke alarms, as other types of batteries may not provide sufficient power. Replace batteries at least once a year or when the alarm indicates low battery. When installing hardwired smoke alarms, it's important to follow all applicable electrical codes and regulations. Hire a qualified electrician to install hardwired smoke alarms to ensure they are installed safely and correctly. Smoke alarms are essential safety devices that can save lives. By understanding their power requirements and following proper installation and maintenance procedures, you can ensure that your smoke alarms are providing you with the protection you need. Understanding the causes of nuisance alarms can help prevent them from occurring. Nuisance alarms are false alarms that occur when smoke alarms are triggered by something other than a fire. Common causes of nuisance alarms include cooking smoke, steam from showers, dust, insects, and strong drafts. To prevent nuisance alarms, install smoke alarms away from cooking areas and bathrooms. Use range hoods and exhaust fans to remove cooking smoke and steam. Keep smoke alarms clean and free of dust and insects. Avoid placing smoke alarms near windows, doors, or air vents, as drafts can interfere with their operation. If a smoke alarm sounds a nuisance alarm, ventilate the area to clear the air. If the nuisance alarm persists, replace the smoke alarm. Smoke alarms are designed to detect smoke and sound an alarm in the event of a fire. However, there are some situations where smoke alarms may not be effective. Smoke alarms may not be effective in detecting fires that start in enclosed spaces, such as attics or basements. Smoke alarms may also not be effective in detecting fires that start slowly and produce little smoke. It's important to have a comprehensive fire safety plan that includes smoke alarms, fire extinguishers, and a fire escape plan. Regularly inspect your home for fire hazards and take steps to eliminate them. By being proactive about fire safety, you can reduce your risk of fire and protect your family. Understanding local regulations regarding smoke alarms is important for ensuring compliance. Local regulations may specify the number and location of smoke alarms required in a building, as well as the types of smoke alarms that must be installed. Local regulations may also require smoke alarms to be interconnected and hardwired with battery backup. Contact your local building department to determine the specific requirements for smoke alarm installation in your area. Compliance with local regulations is essential for ensuring fire safety in buildings. Failure to comply with local regulations can result in fines or other penalties. In addition to complying with local regulations, it's also important to follow the manufacturer's instructions for smoke alarm installation and maintenance. Smoke alarms are essential safety devices that can save lives. By understanding local regulations and following proper installation and maintenance procedures, you can ensure that your smoke alarms are providing you with the protection you need. The information provided here is intended for general guidance only and should not be considered a substitute for professional advice. Always consult with a qualified electrician or fire safety professional for specific recommendations regarding smoke alarm installation and maintenance in your home or building. They can assess your individual needs and provide tailored solutions to ensure optimal fire safety. Fire safety is a shared responsibility. By taking proactive steps to protect yourself and your family, you can help prevent fires and save lives. Remember to test your smoke alarms monthly, replace batteries annually, and replace smoke alarms every 10 years. Develop and practice a fire escape plan with your family. And never disable a smoke alarm, as it could put your family at risk. In the event of a fire, evacuate immediately and call for help. Fire safety is everyone's concern, and by working together, we can create a safer community for all. Remember, smoke alarms are essential, but they are only one part of a comprehensive fire safety plan. The key to fire safety is prevention, preparedness, and awareness. Stay informed, stay safe, and protect your loved ones. Hardwired smoke detectors are interconnected. They are powered by the home's electrical system, which means there is typically a 120 volts alternating current powering the device. Because of this, it's recommended that a qualified electrician perform the installation of these devices to properly connect the wiring within the home and make sure the system is functioning as intended.